What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Checking in with y'all, man. An update. You know what's been going on in the last couple of weeks. Excuse the noise. I'm in the wash bay at Blue Beacon getting the truck and trailer washed up right now. But just checking in with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Update as to what I've been up to lately. And to talk about something real quick that it's not really talked about too much. We're always talking about, I'm not going to say always, but we've spoken about, we being myself and many other YouTubers, shitty trainers that ain't worth shit. But what's rarely spoken on is trainees that ain't worth shit.
I stay on the clock, I'm always on the clock. Soon as I open my eyes, I'm at my fucking job. 9/11 with the taller top. Frozen Fiji bottles in my watch. I'm on the clock.
Say, boy, ain't nothing like when that thing fresh out the shower, man. She was hella dirty. Are you just gonna shut down on me when I put you on camera, though? She was hella dirty, but she looking good now. I'm about to go ahead and hit that road. Got the trailer washed up too. Yeah, let's go ahead and get on out of here though. All right. So before I get started, man, I want to give a shout out to my dude King D Raj. I said about a week ago, was able to run down on him, passing through Albuquerque, New Mexico. We were both eastbound, and my main man Lucius, guy who was, he gets agitated when I say I trained him, because technically I didn't really do much anything. He already had 4 years of OTR experience. They just weren't within the past year, so he had to basically do 15,000 miles. That's more or less a refresher. But, you know, my dude Lucius was on my truck back in January, and he was heading westbound with his first trainee, so he swung through, and, you know, we all three got to chop it up for a little bit. So it was cool. It was cool chopping it up with those two good brothers, man. So, speaking of devil, there goes Stevens over there. Look like they're about to fuck something up back into this dot. But, oh yeah, piggybacking off of that, man, shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome, and I definitely appreciate y'all for coming through, checking out my channel, and subscribing. I know the vast majority of y'all who have come over in the last week or so are from King D Rod's channel, since we did that collab video there, which I got to get the link to and put in the description box for this channel, for this video. But yeah, appreciate y'all checking me out, man, and subscribing. I will let you know though, I'm not the most consistent when it comes to uploading of videos and content. I got to get better at it, but I just have this thing where I don't like to just put up random stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I like to put up videos where I have a message where I'm kind of trying to share information or experiences I've had, you know, something that I've gone through recently, or, you know, occasionally an update video like this one is. But nonetheless, man, salute to y'all, appreciate it. And moving forward though, so right now I'm in Virginia. I just left from Georgia. The reason I was in Georgia, I do have a trainee on board now. I took him home. Let's see, my fleet manager gave me a call and said that there was a guy, a student or a trainee, sitting at the terminal, you know, who's actually a flatbedder. He's here to do flatbed, but he did his PSD training with a reefer driver. Reason being because Prime is a overwhelmingly majority reefer company, so there's a lot more reefer trainers than there are tanker or flatbed. So he had been at the terminal for about 8 days before I was able to get him, and there was like, there's no point in you sitting here just wasting time when you can at least get, you know, half of your 30,000 miles done on a reefer truck, and then he'll get the other half done, the other 15,000 done when I take him back to the terminal on a flatbed truck. So whichever comes first, the 15,000 miles or an available flatbed trainer. So anyways, he on the phone, we spoke, and he asked me, you know, could he get home? He hadn't been home at that point 4 weeks. So sure, not a problem, man. I understand. Trust me, I understand. And we'll make it happen, but you know, we got to get some running in first. Can't be a taxi service, take you straight home. So that's what we did. We ran for about 2 weeks. Got him home, and like I said, I'm currently in Virginia right now. Yes, D-Raj, I'm going home once again. I am going home once again, but I'm not going to be there long. I'm not going to be there long. Like he suggested a month. I wasn't home for no month, but be home for about 3 days, man. Might as well, right? So yeah, getting unloaded up here. But what I wanted to talk about was really, like the title said, bad trainees. Prior to getting the call about picking Ian up, my current trainee, I got a call about picking up this other cat. 2 days before, I ended up getting Ian. So, same situation. Fleet manager hit me up. Hey, we got a guy here looking for a trainer. Are you interested? I said, sure. You know, shoot me his number. I'll give him a call, see what he's about. Now he told me, well, I'm gonna tell you the dude, he's 15,000 miles in to his 30,000. But he's been on 3 different trucks, and immediately red flag pops up. Like, he's been on 3 different trucks. I mean, 15,000 miles only takes about 3 weeks, at the most 4. So you mean to tell me he's been on and off of 3 different trucks in a 3 to 4 week span? That's not a good look. Now, there are exceptions, like my second trainee, Sony. Shout out to Sony. Sony's doing very well right now. Matter of fact, Sony is a trainer now, but I ain't gonna put this out there. But yeah, so, but Sony was on 3 different trucks as well, while accomplishing 15,000 of his 30,000 miles. But the situation was totally different. His first trainer, the guy just really wasn't teaching him much of anything. He just had him driving on the highway, wouldn't let him do anything else. So he, you know, asked to be taken off that guy's truck. Got off that guy's truck, went on to another truck. So his second trainer was great. He said everything was great. You know, the guy was teaching him about the game and how to handle things at prime and everything. But that guy's wife was coming back on the truck after being off for several months due to some medical situations. So unfortunately, he had to get off of that truck. The third truck he got on it was more the same, like a repeat of the first trainer. So he ended up contacting me, came on my truck, we banged out the rest of his miles, and he's been rolling ever since. Not the case with this dude. I ended up talking to this guy for about, I would say no more than 10 minutes. In contrast, I spent about 45 minutes on the phone with Ian. So, you know, take that for what it is. 10 minutes was enough for me to realize this ain't gonna work. So I'm like, you know, I give him the floor. Of the 10 to 15 minute conversation we had, he spoke for 95% of the time. I just let him talk. I just listen, let him talk. Pick up the phone. I say, yo, what's going on? This is Jamal, man. I got your number from so-and-so. You need a trainer. What's going on, man? You know, let me know what the situation is and why, you know, what happened with the last trainers you paired up with. So he starts talking. He just starts talking. He's a Hispanic dude, and, you know, I'm kind of trying to, he has an accent, so I can understand what he's saying for the most part, but I'm kind of, you know, every now and then I got to decipher what he's saying. But anyways, and I brought it up for a point. We'll come back to that. Anyways, he just tells me, you know, everything is the trainers. Every trainer, this trainer sucked, that trainer sucked, this guy was dirty, he wouldn't let me do this, he wouldn't let me do that. I'm like, okay, bro, you're not supposed to have free reign. You know what I mean? Like, you're on somebody else's truck, you're in somebody else's home, and you're the student. You're the one that needs to learn the game. If you got to do 30,000 miles, that means you have absolutely no experience. So you're doing too much complaining right now for me, bro. And you always got to be wary of people where everything that happens is always somebody else's fault. It's never their fault. He didn't mention where he did anything wrong. But the fact of the matter is, he got kicked off at least 2 of those trucks. He didn't voluntarily remove himself. He was removed. So it's a big red flag for me. But anyways, I keep letting them talk. You know the saying, you know, give somebody enough rope, they'll hang themselves. And that's essentially what I let them do. So he's just talking and babbling on and on. I'm like, okay. You know, and then he said something that really caught my interest. He said that his most previous trainer was black. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? I mean, obviously, I'm a black male. I'm like, okay, that's odd, because you didn't mention the ethnicity or the race of the other two trainers. So why do you bring his ethnicity up? You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So I let him talk a little bit more. He ends up mentioning 3 names. And I'm assuming that these guys, well, I know one of them are. We'll get to him. But I'm assuming the other 2 are also on YouTube. But the third guy he mentioned is my guy, Junior Honduras. Shout out to Junior, man. He's a really good guy, man. Really good guy and a great trainer. And just full of information and knowledge. So, but he basically mentions, when he mentions Junior's name, I'm like, oh, okay. So you want to train with Junior, huh? And he was like, well, yeah, that's what I would like to train with. And I'm like, that's cool. You know, I respect that. To bring up my dude Lucius again. Lucius contacted Junior and wanted to be on Junior's truck for his 15,000 miles as well, but Junior was on home time. So Lucius reached out to me on the rebound. So I'm just the rebound guy, Lucius. But yeah, I'm like, bro, you know, Junior has a really, really big following. A lot of people want to train on Junior's truck. Now here you are, have had 3 whole trainers, bro. What makes you think that you just get to come back to the yard and just demand Junior Honduras as your trainer? So I'm like, okay, you know, it was already dead from a while before that, but I'm like, all right, so basically you want Junior to train you, and that's cool, but with that being the case, you just wasted 10, 15 minutes of my time. We both knew this wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Well, you knew it wasn't going anywhere off rip. You knew that, hey, I don't want this guy. I want to be on Junior's truck. So, and he said something along the lines of, well, I'm paying out of pocket for my hotel room, and I'll wait as long as I need to get the perfect trainer, to get the right trainer, because, you know, I want to waste my time and all this. And I'm like, how do you know who's a good trainer, who's not? You know, because once again, I'm the type of person, man, I pick up on people's energy and positive or negative vibes, man. I got nothing but negativity from this dude, which led me to believe, like, bro, like, it's not them, it's you. You understand? And trust and believe, you get on Junior truck on that bullshit, he'll kick your ass off too. So anyhow, I'm like, all right, well, you know, that gun hole on it, man, good luck to you, because at that point, 5 minutes of the conversation, I already decided I'm not really feeling bringing this guy on my truck, because he would have fucked around and been the first one I actually kicked off. And that's what I told him. I said, bro, I haven't kicked anybody off of my truck, and nobody has asked to get off of my truck. You know what I mean? So if you had a bad experience, try to give him the benefit of the doubt. If you had a bad experience, maybe, you know, get on my truck and rectify that. But he knew what he wanted to do. I respect that. I just don't respect the fact that you wasted my time, and you mentioned something about, you try to correlate me and the last truck you were on because we're both black. And I'm like, I don't understand what that has to do with anything, bro. Like, I listen to things that people say, and I listen to things that people don't say. Like I said, you didn't mention the other guy's races, but you mentioned his. Now, why did you do that? You understand? So he just rubbed me the wrong way pretty much the whole conversation. But point being, bad trainees. This dude sounds like a terrible trainee. And then when I reached back out to my fleet manager to let him know the decision, you know, he was kind of like, okay, how'd it go? And I'm like, look, apparently I wasn't up to his standards. And honestly, he wasn't up to mine either. And my fleet manager was like, yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. And I was like, well, what's the deal? And then that's when I found out that he had actually been kicked off of at least 2 of those trucks. And he was like, yeah, I don't think, and my fleet manager was like, I don't think this guy's going to make it here. And I was like, you never know, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, this guy talking about I'll wait as long as I need to because I'm paying out of pocket, which sounds about extra dumb. Boy, you sound dumb. You pay out of pocket, so you'll stay there as long as you need to, spending your money to wait for a certain trainer. It would be one thing if you was in the campus center or something like that, and Prime was putting the bill, and they was putting you up. All right, I'll post up as long as I need to, you know, for free. But you talking about you pay out of pocket and you sending like in a braggadocious way. I'm like, this dude sound dumb as hell to me right now. Anyway, though, man, that's pretty much that for this update or whatever. Ran for just about 3 weeks before getting the trainee back home. I'm gonna go home. Today is Thursday. Should be home tonight. Come back out Sunday afternoon. run down, grab him, finish up the miles he has left, or if a flatbed truck opens up, you know, whichever one comes first. Run a little bit more solo, or potentially grab another student, another trainee, and I'll be getting back home at the end of August because my boy starts school going into first grade, so I got to be home for that week, first week of school. But yeah, as always, man, appreciate y'all, and until next time, man, y'all be easy.
I'm always on the clock. Soon as I open my eyes, I'm at my fucking job.